Every year, engineering educators come from far and wide to learn and network at the American Society for Engineering Education's annual meeting. This year, ASEE is in Portland, Oregon for another year filled with opportunities for career growth and advancement. ASEE TV is here to make sure that you're getting the most out of your annual meeting.
You're watching
ASEE TV.
Hi, I'm Joe Vithiathel, host of ASEE TV. We're so glad to be back for another amazing meeting. And in our first episode, we're focusing on all the ways that ASEE supports its members in finding the next step in their career.
There could be like very focused things they're looking for, or it could be, hey, we got so many different schools within our university, or we have so many jobs at our company, and so it allows them to see what's out there for them.
We'll stop by the ASEE Career and Graduate Fair, where Tim Donovan will share why this support is so vital to ASEE's mission.
Veterans have a natural transition into engineering career based on our technical work while we're in the military.
Jerry Dahlberg will tell us all about ASEE's Military and Veteran Support Division. Plus, we'll visit 5 organizations dedicated to workforce deployment, from diversifying the STEM ecosystem to bringing more bright minds into semiconductor research and design. These national leaders are creating amazing opportunities for students and educators across the country. We've got so much amazing content coming up today. To make sure that you don't miss a second of it, you can keep watching ASEE TV on screens around the Oregon Convention Center, in your room at select hotels, on the ASEE 2024 annual meeting website, and on YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. Now let's join ASEE President Doug Tougaw and Frank Croft in a behind-the-scenes look at this year's meeting. Let's see what they're most looking forward to.
So Frank, what's your favorite memory from an ASEE conference?
Back in 2007, we had the meeting in Honolulu, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I took the time, I usually don't do this, I took the time to do a tour of Pearl Harbor.
Oh, wow.
And also of the Missouri. And it was just totally awe-inspiring to me to be at those 2 historical places.
Absolutely.
It really was, and I remember that vividly. What makes this meeting special?
I think what makes it special to me is that it's the only conference I know where everyone is dedicated to engineering education, to the focus on the student and the classroom. I can have a whole conversation with someone and never actually find out their discipline, because it isn't about disciplines, it's about our focus on students. It's the people and the community.
Indeed. What have you seen as the meeting has evolved over the years?
Well, I've only been coming for about 25 years, but I'll say that in those 25 years, the conference has just absolutely exploded. It's bigger, more people, more sessions, more technical presentations, more exhibit hall. Everything is bigger, and yet it's still the same. It's still focused on the students and focused on the teachers. So as you attend this meeting every year, how does it get you excited for the future?
It gets me excited because I see it has evolved to what it's and as I said before, it offers opportunities for anyone in engineering education. Lots of things to do, to learn, and to get better at what they're doing. And therefore, the students benefit from all of it. I think that ASEE is the best society for engineering education that we have on the planet. And it focuses on the needs of what we have on our university campuses, and that's why it's exciting.
I agree completely.
Thanks, Doug and Frank. There's so much to get excited about at this year's meeting. There's no other place you can find such a wealth of opportunities in engineering education. Whether you're looking for your next step in academia or industry, or whether you're not sure where to head next, ASEE's Career and Graduate Fair is a must-attend event.
The ASEE annual conference brings people together from all over the country. Having all these schools and companies come and talk to students or postdocs, graduates. It gives them an opportunity to talk to people that they might not have a chance to normally, and that's just a good opportunity for them to see kind of what's out there when they're thinking about what their next step is in STEM. So we have a lot of universities and colleges here, as well as private sector. And when they register for the career fair, we ask them what kind of people they're looking for. So there could be like very focused things they're looking for, or it could be, hey, we got so many different schools within our university, or we have so many jobs at our company, and so it allows them to see what's out there for them. And it's just another opportunity for ASEE to like find a new avenue to further the goal of engineering education.
Now let's learn about two organizations seeking to diversify the STEM workforce. Poly Pomona is working hard to prepare the next generation of women in science and engineering.
The College of Engineering here at Poly Pomona is the largest engineering college in Southern California.
The College of Engineering at Poly Pomona is one of the largest and most diverse colleges of engineering in the nation. We have very strong industry, government, and community partnerships.
Our efforts to increase the participation of women in our program include 4 distinct strategies: early outreach, recruitment, retention, and recognition. For early outreach, we have the Feminine program that works with K-12 schools. For recruitment, we have intentional programming that reaches out to students prior to matriculation. For retention, we provide a personalized learning environment for students to assist them in their career, and recognition events are to help students celebrate their successes all along the way.
I'm really proud of the fact that these incoming students are able to be in a program where they have a sense of belonging.
What we see for the future of women engineering students here at Poly Pomona is an opportunity to become leaders and role models to inspire the next generation of young girls.
Next, we'll hear from the Council of Graduate Schools about their efforts to create a more diverse student body in graduate schools across the country and create inclusive environments where all students can thrive.
The Council of Graduate Schools works holistically to address gaps in access to, but success in, graduate education through advocacy, research, and the dissemination and creation of best practices.
Graduate deans and other administrators need to have good data to make decisions. We need to have national data, like the data provided by CGS, to put our data in context.
Administrators at higher ed institutions have a lot of knowledge about their own institution, but don't see the big picture nationally. Council Graduate School exists to help us do just that.
CGS projects provide insights that are necessary to understand graduate admissions practices and support practices and career development for our future workforce and the leadership of our nation.
It's important that we have support systems in place to make sure that students, faculty, and administrators have all the resources they need to succeed. And ASEE is all about creating an environment where we can have everyone thrive. So let's hear some stories from the conference floor about how ASEE has inspired you.
ASEE became my kind of academic home when I was a graduate student at the University of Michigan. So what's really been great is over the years, folks who I look up to, folks whose research I've been reading, I ran into here and they were able to give me like really critical feedback that made me a better scholar.
It's given me opportunities to connect with people of cross disciplines that have very similar issues and interests. In most departments, engineering education isn't really a thing. So being able to find this little cohort of people that also want to do engineering education but live in the technical field and have an engineering education department is important.
Attending my first meeting allowed me to find other collaborators at other universities, especially that first time I attended. It was great to meet folks that are doing the kinds of things that I was starting to do. And it's really, one of the few times I get to see other work and actually talk to the authors instead of just reading a paper or seeing something that's, a video or an interview online. And so that human connection is really important. Whether it's finding the next step in your career or changing course, ASEE has resources to help you.
For example, the Society's Military and Veteran Support Division is here to support engineers and educators either entering or exiting military careers. Let's talk with Jerry Dahlberg to find out more.
Like all of ASEE, we're focused on student success. Our particular group is military and veteran students who are non-traditional students at almost every university and every classroom. So we're trying to provide support to faculty and staff and those student veterans. We look for veterans who are faculty members, who are staff members at universities, and specifically student veterans is our primary goal, is assisting universities, faculty, and staff with student veterans in their classrooms and on their campuses. Veterans have a natural transition into engineering career based on our technical work while we're in the military. So catching those veterans and service members as they're exiting service or while they're still in service and showing them career opportunities and education opportunities is a key focal point. And then providing that education support at universities to those student veterans as a non-traditional group on campuses. Members of ASEE who are not veterans should look at the work that we do because every classroom has a veteran in it, National Guard, reservist, or a family member of a veteran. And the work that we do helps all those veterans to provide that education, which is a pivotal focal point of what ASEE does for all students. We have 2 technical sessions of the conference, one Monday and one Tuesday, as well as a business meeting Tuesday afternoon and a social Tuesday night. And the mixer Sunday afternoon is a great opportunity. We are looking for members who are veterans, who are not veterans, who are faculty or staff who support student veterans. Everybody's welcome.
Thanks, Jerry, for taking the time to talk to us all about this important work. And now let's take a tour of 3 different leaders in semiconductor workforce education. Out of Ohio, Central State University is building new opportunities with underrepresented students in mind.
The mission of the Semiconductor Education and Research Program, led by Central State and in collaboration with 5 other Ohio-based universities and supported by Intel, is to train technical workforce in semiconductor industry. And for students, we provide real hands-on training. It means that the students don't just learn about the theoretical concept, they apply them in lab experiences and the projects which are related to industry. For students, CERT is to provide a novel and update training program, including also paid summer internship and hands-on training opportunities. For researchers, the program provides a ground for active research and collaborative projects. For industry leaders, this great opportunity to invest, to have access to a pipeline of trained and well-prepared students for job opportunities and also workforce.
Our investment is extremely critical for what we've done into the Semiconductor Education Research Program with places like Central State. It's investing in the talent that we're going to need to run the fabs, to be the AI systems foundry in the world. It's to transform and be the Silicon Heartland so that everywhere semiconductors are needed, which is everything digital, can happen right here in Ohio.
We're at a crucial moment where investing in our semiconductor workforce is hugely important. Demand for design workers is expected to exceed supply by nearly 35% in 2030. Synopsys Academic and Research Alliances is supporting universities to build a diverse semiconductor workforce ready to invent the technology of the future.
The semiconductor industry is really struggling from a talent perspective across the board right now. In the US alone, we're going to need more than 70,000 workers over the next handful of years. If we focus in on design specifically, we need at least 23,000 new workers by the year 2030. We're also competing with a number of other industry sectors around STEM talent. With respect to Synopsys and Cascade, the idea that apprenticeships are even new, the idea of a chip design apprenticeship is groundbreaking in this industry. It will open up pathways for students who wouldn't necessarily have access. It will be a streamlined passageway for people to get into this field.
It is easier than ever before for people who perhaps never even considered being a chip designer to enter this workforce and be productive and innovative using AI.
Last in our tour of semiconductor educators is ARM Education. Their Semiconductor Education Alliance brings together key stakeholders across industry, academia, and government to inspire the next generation of engineering talent.
The semiconductor industry is expected to double in size by the end of this decade. ARM sits at the center of the semiconductor industry. ARM set up the Semiconductor Education Alliance so that we can pool in our resources in order to equip the next generation of engineers to succeed in the industry.
Our partnership with ARM is in response to the UK semiconductor strategy. Working with ARM, we are developing a multi-pronged approach with access to that at different levels throughout people's careers.
We play a leading role in the semiconductor workforce training in Vietnam. We have collaborated with ARM on 3 projects for the next generation of engineers in Vietnam to succeed and thrive in the semiconductor industry.
The Semiconductor Education Alliance is open to any organization as long as you share our mission of addressing the skills gap in the semiconductor industry globally, and you're welcome to join us.
Now, before we close out our show, we'll hear from 2 legends in the ASEE community. 2023 saw the induction of the Society's first new class of Hall of Famers since 1993. And today, Rich Felder and Howard Adams are joining us to talk about what this award means to them.
I got my first academic position in 1969 at North Carolina State University. And for the first couple of years, I was a conventional chemical engineering professor. What I realized, though, after a few years, was that while I enjoyed the research, I loved the teaching.
I got started really thinking about it because I couldn't find enough people going to graduate school after I found out it was free. So I got interested in it at that stage to just simply say, what can we do to get more underrepresented students specifically to go on to graduate school and just not just go, but go get a PhD. So that ignited me. In doing so, then I ran into ASEE and we started talking about it, and our activities meshed.
I found that if I wanted to find out more about teaching and about teaching engineering and find more people who were of the same mind as me and were getting the same satisfaction out of teaching, ASEE was the place to go.
My daughter is a former ASEE president and has been involved with the organization over some period of time and still is involved, heavily involved. It was gratifying to see her pick up and stay in the same kind of area, but move even greater on, move on beyond. So to be nominated for and selected for the Hall of Fame for the ASEE is a high honor. I haven't stopped smiling about that. I'm looking forward to coming to the conference and all of that. Yes, that's a wonderful thing.
I've seen the past inductees. I couldn't be prouder or happier to be in the company of the people who are being inducted this year. I know a number of them. They're some of the best people in this business, and it's a true honor for me to be coming in with them.
Well, that's it for our first episode of ASEE TV. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you want to look back at any of today's content, you can keep watching ASEE TV on screens around the Oregon Convention Center, in your room at select hotels, on the ASEE 2024 annual meeting website, and on YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. Join us tomorrow as we look into some ways that your fellow educators are bringing hands-on learning into their classrooms. I'm Joe Vithaithel, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.